You cannot escape. One video, sure. Two, you're pushing it. Three, you must remember.
Remember? Remember what?
What happened.
I don't understand.
What you said.
What
we said.
It seems as if we are bound to one another. We are one. We are Isaac Newton. Huh? Wait a minute. Oh, hey, how's it going? So, bit of a question. Why am I sitting here making a third video about Isaac Newton? I mean, like, I don't know, he's cool and all. He invented physics, but, like, I don't know. I feel like I could be spending my time making videos on something other than Isaac Newton. I don't know. It's whatever. It's fine. Because you're here, and I'm glad you're here. Enjoy the video. So, what are Newton's laws of motion? Well, they're the laws of physics that everything follows. My group was tasked with this first law, so that's what we'll be talking about. So let's start off with that. What the law says, an object at rest will stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force, and an object in motion will stay in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. But Car, what does that mean? So basically, if an object is just sitting there, it ain't gonna move, or unless an outside force is applied on said object. If an object is moving, it's not gonna stop or change directions, or, unless an outside force is applied on that object. Let's talk about net force. Net force is essentially what determines whether an object is moving or not. Basically, if all the forces acting on an object cancel each other out, the net force of the object is zero. Say there's a force pushing the ball to the left, but there's also an equal force pushing the ball to the right in the complete opposite direction, meaning the ball's net force is zero. This means that the ball will not move in either direction. Now let's say that the force pushing the ball to the right wasn't there. Well, now the net force is no longer zero because the forces cannot cancel each other out. So that means that the ball would move left until an outside force acts on it. Here, I'll show you an example. Take this apple. It's a good one. As of now, this apple is just sitting there. Its net force is zero. In a second, this apple is going to be accelerated to a speed increasing its net force to not zero. Now take me, a fishman, an outside force, an obstacle in the soon-to-be apple's path. Physics.
That was good. That was actually really good. That was a good one.
So staying on the topic of physics, let's talk about the Russian military buildup in Judah. As you may know, the Russians are planning on attacking our physics class. We received this intel from someone working on the inside. You know who you are. They've been sending military troops to Judah to prepare. Luckily, we know about this and they haven't figured that out yet. This has allowed us to prepare and counter them. So here's the plan. We will sneak into Judah and locate the buildup. Once inside, it will sneakily remove all ammunition from the weapons. After we disarm them of their weapons, we will look for their living quarters. And once we do, we'll make sure they stay in Russia. Because the apples have a net force of not zero, they'll keep flying at a constant velocity or until something stops them. In this case, that's the Russians. I believe this plan is flawless because the apples can be very lethal. Trust me, I'd know. So there you have it, folks. Now you know the ins and outs of Isaac Newton's first law of motion. You also know how to stop an entire Russian army buildup, all from one YouTube video. Man, the wonders of the internet. Now go. Go use your newfound knowledge to throw apples at people and torment them. Have fun, and take care. That was good. That was a good take.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that is disgusting. I dropped it. Did I not drop it? I guess I did drop it.
Alright.
Recording and then just put it back in your pocket. And
Alright,
then
you ready? You ready?
Yeah, it's already
Okay,
recording.
yeah, honestly, this right here. That was good. That was good. Hang on. It keeps recording. We're fine.
Yeah, just keep recording. Nothing's bad.
That was good. That was good.
Personnel kid throws apple at you.
Smash in the back of the. Alright.
You just got angry as soon as I threw the apple in the back of your head.
Alright.
Do you want me to grab the 3 apples again and throw more?
Yeah, okay, yeah, get the apples, get the apples. We're still recording. Does someone take? Go behind the camera,
You gotta act as if you're angry.
Alright, you ready? Yeah, ready? Alright, keep going. Okay, now we go back to the wide shot. Okay, but we did some cuts in between, so they're not gonna notice too big of a difference. So now at this point, oh gosh, we're still recording. Okay, go.
Was I in shot, Kai, or no? Was I in shot?
Appreciate it. I'll sit you down. Thanks, Cameron.